Hawaii Sports Update, and thank you for joining me for another version of Hawaii Sports Update. Let's just get caught up in the top 10 high school football poll. The last one that came out as St. Louis has captured the #1 spot after 2 weeks ago, beating the team from Henderson, Nevada, of course, coached by ex-UH Rainbow Chad Kapanui. And so they have taken over the #1 spot. And the #2 spot belongs to Punahou. #3 belongs to Kahuku, and the top-ranked Mililani Trojans, who were preseason top-ranked and ranked the first 3 weeks, has now dropped to #4, and they lost to that same team that St. Louis blew out in week 2. Kamehameha is at #5, Farrington is at #6, Waianae, Kailua, Kapa'a, and Castle round out the top 10. And of course, if you follow UH football, you know that the Warriors opened up their season with a victory over the Colorado Buffaloes, and the last time actually that UH had opened up with a win was against Colorado back in 2011. So they beat them 28-20, and you know, like we were saying earlier, the offense looks really potent. Marcus Kemp had a long touchdown run. Max Whittick looks sharp. Stephen Lakalaka. All the receivers look really sharp. Dylan Colley. And it looks like that UH is sort of getting back to their old ways, and I believe that they will put a lot of points on the board. One of the big surprises, of course, was their defense, you know, led by Lance Williams and Julian Griner. Just a solid defensive core. Naquan Phillips in the back, and of course, you know, holding Colorado to 20 points in that season opener was a good deal. Now they have a huge task ahead of them as they have to go on the road to face the #1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes, who handily beat Virginia Tech 42-24 last night on Monday night. And for those of you who don't know the history, Virginia Tech is the only team that beat Ohio State last year. And then they went ahead and ran the table, went undefeated, and captured the national championship. Now for women's volleyball, the Lady Rainbow Warriors dropped their first game to UCLA. Of course, they've played UCLA the last 26 years in a row, and they're always coming over, and they always give the Lady Bulls a tough game, whether it's win or lose. But actually losing to UCLA didn't drop them in the standings. They moved up actually from 18 to 17, and then UCLA has now took over the number 18 spot in the polls too. So we look forward to the Rainbow Wahine. They play #2 ranked Florida later on this week. It's Dan Sheriff, and it should be an exciting big game to go out there and root for your UH Rainbow Wahine volleyball team and Coach Dave Shoji. Now, let's get to the matter at hand. My guest here is Chris Summers. Chris.
How you doing?
Good, man. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Now, Chris is originally from Detroit, Michigan, and he's spent 4 years at Schofield, and he's looking to play college basketball. He's involved in the summer basketball leagues also. And, you know, Chris, you know, just like we start off with everybody, just tell us a little bit about your background, how you ended up in Hawaii. We know through the military, but just tell us a little bit about that story.
Well, 21 years old, I joined the Army straight out of high school at 17 years old. Wasn't, you know, first didn't know what I wanted to do straight out of high school, and then one of the recruiters talked to me, and it became an option. Decided to go through with it, and you know, I enjoyed it my time that I was in, but it just sometimes the military just isn't for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I still had basketball dreams that I wanted to aspire, so
okay.
Now I'm chasing that.
All right, now, did you actually get deployed anywhere?
No, I didn't get deployed yet.
Okay, and how long were you in the military for?
I was in the military 4 years.
And all 4 years were out here in Hawaii?
Yes.
Oh man, how lucky could you be?
Right.
I mean, 4 years, the whole career out here in Hawaii, that's awesome. Now, everybody always has a story, you know, when they come to this beautiful island and stuff, and you know, people get to see like sort of the tourist part of it, and you're actually involved in the military now. what in your heart has kept you in Hawaii, and you know your plans to stay here and try to aspire to go to school out here?
It's, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, rough city type of, neighborhood.
Right.
So coming to Hawaii is a lot more chill, a lot more relaxed. That's more my style and comfort to me. So you don't get to come to Hawaii every day. So you get the opportunity to come here, just try to stay as long as you can.
Okay, absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about your history and your background in basketball. I know you didn't play high school ball, but what inspires you to try to proceed moving forward in college in basketball?
Basketball has always been my first love since I was about 2 years old. Yeah, I was actually had an asthma attack and I was in a hospital, and my father, he bought me like a little tight basketball room or whatever, and ever since then, basketball has been pretty much a big part of my life.
Okay, now I grew up in LA, and it's like the West Coast Detroit or the East Coast LA, however you want to call it, and you play in a lot of park leagues, you play in a lot of just pickup games and stuff like that, but people don't realize how much talent is out there. And so for you now to try to come full circle, you finished your military experience, and now you want to take some of that basketball knowledge that you learned on the playgrounds and stuff like that into a more structured environment. Tell us about what you're going to have to do to adapt, to bring your game to the level that you want.
Well, like you said, I didn't get to play in high school, and because I had other responsibilities to take care of. So
absolutely,
I know I would have to be like a walk-on status, so I would have to work a lot harder, and I have no problem with that. And putting in work, whenever I can, whenever I'm not working and stuff. So I'm still playing open gym leagues and doing whatever I can, getting it in whenever and however I can.
Okay. Now, speaking of open gyms and stuff like that, you do compete in the summer league. You did compete in the summer league basketball. Tell us a little bit about what you learned, what you're trying to develop during the summer league basketball camp, and tell us about some of the players who you went up against, and some of the guys who have sort of a high name, and what you need to do to get to that level also.
Yeah. I love playing in the summer league. It's probably the best competition out here in Hawaii.
Absolutely.
I play in a couple of other local leagues, but the summer league is by far the best competition, and I love it. I played against a couple people that played for UH, Isaac Fleming, a couple of other players. Michael Thomas, he was on my team.
Okay.
Can't recall Quincy Smith.
Right.
You got to play against Isaac Fleming in a couple games.
Okay.
I know he's a starting point guard, so we had a pretty good game going back and forth. So
okay.
Playing in the summer league, playing against that competition, people that actually play in college now or play for college or play overseas and stuff, you get to realize what you can do against higher competition and realize what you need to work on and get better at.
Okay, now, did you play against Aaron Valdez and Roderick Bobbitt?
Yeah, actually Aaron Valdez and Isaac Fleming, they were on the same team.
Oh, wow.
And we actually beat them in overtime.
Oh, wow, okay. And what do you think about their game? What do you think about Valdez's game?
Valdez, he can jump, man. He got a couple dunks on us. It hurt a little bit. Luckily, it wasn't none on me. So.
You didn't want to be the poster child for Valdez, huh? But yeah, just tell the people about the experience. About what the competition's like, because when you have guys who are playing college ball, it gets intense. Even though it's summer league, I know that they're working on parts of their game, that they feel like they need to improve on from last season. And so, just tell us about the competitive atmosphere that's going on out there, and then tell us, how you competing against them, sort of build your confidence and your morale, to give you the inspiration to go ahead and attempt to play college ball also.
Yeah, even though it's just a summer league, it doesn't really count against anybody's college career record or anything. Nobody wants to lose. Anybody that's an athlete, has pretty much a competitive nature and they want to win at all times. So,
absolutely.
So you're gonna get pretty much everybody's best game, especially when you got a crowd like you do. pretty passionate fans. They
Oh, yeah.
rooting and cheering and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. So when you do good against competition like that, and you still got people cheering for you, it feels good. Knowing that you can hang with some of the best people out there, it's a pretty good feeling.
Okay, and like you said, you have two brothers at home, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But are you setting, trying to be a role model to them to let them know, hey, we came from Detroit, we know how life is out there on the streets and stuff like that. But you have aspirations of doing something, going to college, and trying to put a positive on your brothers' lives.
Yeah. I still keep in contact with all my family. I talk to both of my little brothers every now and then. I got one brother that just started college, so I'm still trying to influence him and tell him how to handle certain situations.
Right.
And stuff like that. And I got another little brother that just turned 9, so he isn't quite old enough to understand the world or whatever that's going on, but you still try to put stuff into his head. So
absolutely. Well, just from a personal perspective, like we were talking off camera a little bit, I'm the youngest of I have 4 older brothers, 3 now, one has passed away, but my brother who came out here to Hawaii Pacific College, I mean, he was such an inspiration to me, and I'm letting you know that because believe me, your little brothers are looking and watching, and that they're checking you out and see what you're going to do, and so my brother's the one who inspired me to, like, when I used to go into the locker room and stuff when I was a little kid, and I used to see all those big lockers, I used to be like, wow, man, I want a locker like that, and it really inspired me to try to compete at my hardest, compete at my best, and next thing you know, one day I did have a locker like that, man. And so just on a personal note, I commend you knowing, where, your background and your aspirations to, try to, go to college, man, and set that precedent for your little brothers, man. That's straight from the heart, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Okay. What part of your game do you feel like you need to work on the most to get to the level that you want to get to?
Probably my defense and my ball handling will probably be things that I know I need to work on the most. As far as, you always work on everything. You're never going to get perfect. You always get better at everything. So that'll probably be the 2 things that I know I need to improve on.
Okay, now my man Justin Baptiste, he's the one that got us together and stuff. And I do follow the summer league, and I know you're one of the top scorers in there. So what are your strengths, man? Like when you're actually going up against guys who played college ball, and I mean, you're getting your issue in on them, man. I mean, tell me what your strengths are, and tell me how that feels.
One of my strengths has always been shooting the basketball. So a lot of people that haven't played against me before, they don't quite know yet or whatever. So as soon as they give me a little space, I pull it. And then people that do know, they try to play up on me. So I try to use that against, to my advantage.
Okay.
So you'll try and get to the rim and draw fouls and stuff. So.
Okay. So you deadly from beyond the 3?
Deadly from, yeah.
Okay. What about the mid-range jumper, man?
Mid-range, yeah. I got a little mid-range too.
Okay.
I don't shoot that many mid-range shots, but when I do, pretty efficient.
All right, and what about that move to the hoop, man? I mean, all the good guards, that's part of the double poison. You got to watch that outside shot, like you said. But when they get to the hole and get there, they got to elevate that ball over taller men, stronger men, and all the good ones seem to always figure it out, man. So
that's why I worked on my floater. I've developed a pretty good floater that's I think it's unblockable, so.
Okay.
I don't know if you catch coming to games, you'll be able to see it, so.
Okay, so we got that deadly floater jumping off. Okay, who are some of your, guards? Like, I mean, are you old school? Are you like on the Allen Iverson kind of guy, or the Kobe Bryant kind of guy? Who's some of your favorite players and inspirations?
My favorite player right now is LeBron James. He has been since high school. Since he was in high school, LeBron James is always my favorite player. But
okay.
I do have a couple of other players that I watch, and I like Steph Curry. I like Rudy Gay.
Okay.
Actually, I like couple other players.
Okay, all right.
I know.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're here with Chris Summers, aspiring college basketball player. If you want to tweet in to the show and ask Chris any kind of question, where you're more than welcome, go to ThinkTech HI and tweet us. And we're going to go on a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we'll be talking more with Chris on Hawaii Sports Update.
Aloha, my name is Miley Scarpino and I'm the host of the Empower Hour. If you're interested in health, nutrition, fitness, here on the island of Oahu, want to learn more about places to train at or different trainers available, then watch my show on Fridays at 3. We have a great time and I hope that you'll come join us. Much aloha, now go get swole!
Aloha, how you doing? I'm Gordo the Tech Czar, here on ThinkTech Hawaii, where we co-host Hibachi Talk, where we talk about technology and bring in all kinds of cool guests. Also, my co-host with me today is
Andrew the security guy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching ThinkTech Hawaii, and thanks for watching Hibachi Talk. We also have Angus.
And you there, lad? It's Angus. I bring in all kinds of wee things. Oh, look, you see my lips moving.
Welcome back to Hawaii Sports Update. I'm your host, PJ, and we are here with aspiring college basketball player Chris Summers. He came out here and did his 4 years in the military, and now he's looking to latch on to a college basketball team out here and continue his basketball career, or the beginning of his basketball career. Either way you want to look at it, but he definitely is a baller. And you know, coming from the streets of Detroit, of course, to Hawaii, you know, you talked a little bit about the transition. Tell us about, you know, making that to have to adapt to you know, Hawaii's culture, Hawaii's lifestyle, and you know, and stuff like that.
So a lot different from back home in Detroit. You know, it's crazy, hectic. There's a lot going on. You know, pretty bad. A lot of violence and stuff. And then you come out to Hawaii, it's, you know, it's more chill. You get to relax a little bit more and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say I had a hard time adapting and stuff, because, you know, playing in a lot of the local leagues, I became, you know, pretty cool with a couple people that, you know, pretty much been here their whole lives. So they, you know, helped me adapt. So it made it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Now that's what I was going to get into next. Like, you know, the culture of Hawaii is so family orientated. You know, excuse me. And, you know, like I was saying last week, you know, before I came out here to Hawaii, I used to go to, you know, the Little League games and the football games, and it would probably be 10 or 15 people in the stands, okay, and then half of them, you know, thinks that their kid is, you know, a superstar, and why isn't he getting minutes and all this stuff, man. But I mean, just tell us a little bit about the family atmosphere that Hawaii has brought to you, the people who you have met, who made it a little bit more comfortable for you to be out here.
Yeah, one thing I have noticed about the couple worried about is family and God, the religion.
Absolutely.
So, you know, once they find somebody that they, you know, become cool with, they treat everybody like family, and that's beautiful now, you know, to have out here.
Absolutely.
To have that type of comfort.
Absolutely. Now, are you active in church? Do you go to church? I
go whenever I can. You know, I still have to work and stuff. So.
Okay. All right. Now, you know, let's talk a little bit more about that family atmosphere. You know, do you ever go out to you know, youth activities and stuff with your friends? And I mean, can't you just feel the difference between, you know, just the fans, period? You know, I mean, you don't have to worry about your kids running around at the park and stuff like that. It's like 5 uncles who are going to be right there, you know, before you even notice your kid's gone. And I mean,
everybody is uncle, auntie, cousin out here, so.
Right. Okay. Now, We know you have to work, or where do you work at, first of all?
Right now I work at Champ Sports in Pearl Ridge.
Champ Sports in
Yes.
Pearl Ridge? Okay. I've been in that place quite a few times.
Come see me about some stuff. I got you.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna hold you to
right.
that, 'cause I'll be up in there for sure. Now, tell us a little bit about your workout regimen. I mean, we know that you have to work, but to aspire to be a college basketball player, you got to fit time in, to get that workout in, to have time to work on your game. So, just tell us a little bit about how you juggle your schedule around.
Whenever I'm not working, I try to go in the mornings to lift a little bit, try to work on getting a little bit stronger. And when I get off, whenever I can find a good open run, I go there and compete a little bit and get some shots up and still stay sharp on the skills and stuff. And a lot of different times I'll just just get up and go, just put some shots on, work on some things that I
Okay, yeah, like, do you do any running, any cardio and stuff like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I like to run, but being in the military, you got to run every day for PT, so it's something that I became accustomed to. And I'm actually pretty good at running, which is kind of ironic that I don't like to run, but I'm good at it. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they instill that into you every day, I guess that just becomes a part of your routine.
Becomes a habit. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure that it's helpful now. Looking back at it, just to get up and get inspired about running. That's very difficult to do, but having to do it every day might help you along. Okay. Tell us who some of your basketball, who your role models are. Like who did you look up to when you were little, whether anybody, but in the sport world, who was you trying to be like, Mike? Who was you trying to be like?
Growing up, my absolute favorite player was Allen Iverson.
Okay.
I had shoes, jersey, headband, sleeve, all that. So yeah, Allen Iverson was my favorite player growing up. So outside of basketball, my role model was pretty much my dad. I went to basketball camp every summer, and he was like a trainer for a couple people that were inspiring to get into the NBA. Rodney Hurd.
Okay.
So he was one of my big role models growing up too. So.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about the camps and how they're run in Detroit. And just about a couple of your experiences, in those camps, and maybe a couple of names who, have made it that you competed against.
Growing up in Detroit, everybody has that competition and wants to be the best and beat everybody that they play against. So it could be good sometimes, it can be bad sometimes. You never know how that can lead to. But as far as the competition-wise, it's great. And a couple of NBA players came to a couple of basketball camps. I got to meet Isaiah Thomas, Ray McCallum Jr., who now plays for the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
He came, talked to him a little bit. A couple of coaches. Got to talk to Tom Izzo.
Okay.
So,
Michigan State?
Yeah, Michigan State.
Absolutely.
Got to talk to him for a little bit. So.
Okay, now are you a Michigan or Michigan State guy?
Kind of torn, because my mom actually attended Michigan State, and I've always been a big fan of Michigan. I guess I would say more fan of Michigan football, Michigan State basketball.
Oh, okay. Well, I can sort of tell what generation you're from, because Michigan basketball in my days was Weber and the Fab Five, but Michigan State has definitely taken over that aspect of it. And Michigan football has always been tough, but now Michigan State football
Michigan State is taking over now.
Yeah,
Michigan,
and so
Michigan is slacking off.
That's like, everyone always asks me, are you a SC fan or UCLA fan? And it's the same thing. I'm USC all the way. But tell us, what kind of development that you learned, both physically and competition-wise, through those summer camps, through competing, against high-level players at those camps, and how it elevated your game to the point it is now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the guest speakers that they would come and talk to you about how it is being a professional athlete, being a professional. Period. They tell you, you know, what you have to do, the mindset that you have to have, the things you have to do to accomplish your goals, stuff like that. And it helps you. Anything that you want to do, whether it's basketball or being a nurse or anything, that type of inspiration can help you in anything that you can do.
Absolutely, and I've heard that Tom Izzo is an exceptional motivational speaker. Yes. And the thing that I like, especially about having a good coach or a great coaches like that, is is they teach you how to succeed outside of basketball. Like basketball and competition in sports that's our comfort zone. But that only goes down 20 hours a week or however many hours a week, and then you got to go out there and you got to be an athlete at your job. You got to be an athlete in relationships. You got to be an athlete to your friends. And so how did those camps actually help you? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, like you say, having a coach like that doesn't just teach you the things about basketball, teach you things about everyday life. It helps because basketball. You can't play basketball for the rest of your life.
Right.
So you gotta know how to balance that and how to treat yourself and treat others in the real world sometimes.
All right. Now, how tall are you, man?
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, with shoes on.
Okay, there you go. You got to get with shoes on. Now, are you a true point guard or are you a two guard? Are you a combo guard?
Yeah, a little bit of both. About a combo guard, yeah.
Okay. All right, and you said that you had to work on your ball handling skills. So, I mean, two guards, that's a guy, that's Johnny Puller, man, you know what I'm saying? But also at 6'2", it's like, it's not really the size, typical size for a shooting guard. It's more along the point guard category. So, I mean, is that one of the reasons you're working on your ball handling skills?
Yeah, like right now I have more of a two guard type of game, but I'm putting in the work on my ball handling so I can do more of the point guard duties and stuff.
Okay, all right. Now, what college out here do you plan to attend? And just tell us a little bit about your game plan for to adapt into college basketball.
I plan on walking on to UH next year.
Okay.
So start classes hopefully in January.
Okay.
And get a semester or two down, get some credits, and then start working with the team after the season is over.
Okay.
So I can hopefully I'll be playing in the summer league again next year. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely after this year, the guys who are playing at UH, they know you, and so do you have a relationship with any of the guys, who are currently at UH, or are you friends with them, and how do you associate with those guys?
Well, we don't have too much of a personal relationship, but because of the summer league, I got pretty cool with a lot of people. So if ever I see them, they know, we know each other, and we'll talk and have a good time. So I know once I do decide to work out with the team and practice with them, it'll be normal. So
okay, all right.
I don't feel out of place.
Okay, well, we got a tweet, and it's from Sachi Ko. And Sachi says, how do you stay motivated and disciplined in your basketball training, and what drives you? Holla!
Like I said, basketball has been like my first love for pretty much forever. So just wanting to be great at it is what drives me. Wanting to be great, and it motivates me every day.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're just joining us, we are here with Chris Summers, aspiring college basketball player. He wants to walk on the UH. He finished his military duty, and that alone is respect. Go ahead and tweet us at ThinkTech HI. We're going to go on another commercial break. And when we come back, we'll be talking more with Chris Summers here on Hawaii Sports Update.
Hi, I'm your host on ThinkTech Asia, Bill Sharp. I look forward to you joining us each Monday between 4 and 5 o'clock when we film right here in our studio in downtown Honolulu. The show, ThinkTech Asia, focuses on contemporary events in Asia. And by Asia, we mean anything from Hawaii, south to Australia and New Zealand, west to Pakistan, and as far north as the Russian Far East. Clearly, this is one of the most economically dynamic centers of the world. and we bring you up to date on what's going on in a whole host of countries in this very vital region. We look forward to seeing you. Aloha.
This is Alice Lee Hagan, host of ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. My show here at ThinkTech Hawaii is every Thursday from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. I bring in interesting guests from Hawaii, the mainland, and hopefully international guests in the future. Do join us on Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. Aloha.
Welcome back to Hawaii Sports Update. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, PJ, and thank you for joining us on ThinkTech once again. We are here with Chris Summers, aspiring college basketball player, also military, Schofield Barracks. You know, when I played in the pickup leagues out here, and you know, before I got over 50, you know. But Schofield used to always have a tough team, man. I don't know if you know who Llewellyn Smalley is. Yeah, I mean, I played against him back in his day, and you know, he was tough, man. And we used to always have some good battles against Schofield, and you know that you always knew that you was in for a game when you played Schofield. I mean, they usually would carry like 3 or 4 different teams also, and you know, definitely had some ballers over there. Now. Tell us what your priorities are right now as far as getting into school.
Right now, I'm taking care of my responsibilities. You know, I got bills and stuff I got to take care of.
Right.
So I applied for school, and I'm starting school in hopefully it's January.
Okay.
So I'm going to start classes and start working on getting some of those credits and stuff.
Okay. So. Now earlier you mentioned your brothers. One of them is starting college and one of them's 9 years old. You know, tell us a little bit about them and the relationship that you have with them and why you're doing this to help inspire them also, correct?
Yes. Well, because one of my brothers, he's a little bit around my age, so almost going through the same stuff that I'm going through. Not quite yet though, but talk to him every day about same stuff that I go through. You know, he asks me questions about anything, any problems that he would have or whatever, and I tell him how I would handle it or how he should handle it and stuff like that. So, and my other brother, he calls me all the time. It's a 6-hour difference from back home, so he'll be calling me. It'll be about 3 o'clock in the morning here, you know, just talking up a storm.
Hey, you know, you gotta love that though, man. I mean, you know, the family is family, and like we said in Hawaii, that's so important. And once again, I commend you, man, just for setting that example. Because, like I said, me being the youngest brother, I know the precedent that my brother set, and I definitely look up to that.
Yeah. Even with all the fights, they still look up to you. No matter what.
Oh yeah. You know, I just ended up being a little bit bigger than them. So don't be too hard on the 9-year-old because he might grow up one day.
He just might. He's almost there now.
All right, let's you know, let's talk about who your sports teams, man. You're from Detroit. I mean, do you roll with the Lions? You roll with the Pistons? You roll with the Tigers? I mean, tell us about them.
I don't really have too many teams other than my Detroit hometown teams. I don't really have any necessarily favorite teams. I just follow players that I like, and whichever teams they play for, I root for.
Okay, let's start with Detroit. Okay, let's go old school. Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, best running back ever.
Okay, all right. And now we got Megatron. You guys got Megatron.
Yes.
I mean, have you ever seen him play in person?
Yes. It's ridiculous the type of skill set he has, and I've never seen anything like him.
Yeah, you know, the thing to me that separates Megatron from almost anybody else is his ability to adapt to the ball in the air, man. I mean, you know, he hasn't had the greatest quarterbacks, but he's a guy who doesn't complain. He just goes out and puts in work.
He's very humble. He's very humble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so now let's go to basketball, old school.
Zeke, Isaiah Thomas.
Absolutely.
Sir.
Okay.
Benny Johnson, the microwave.
Oh man, see
the bad boys.
Yeah, people forget about the microwave, and man, that era, of course, was when my Lakers was hot too, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys bumped us off the second time,
but I think we beat y'all 2004 too. Last time we played in the NBA Finals, right? Detroit beat LA?
No.
Yeah.
No. Come on, we don't want to go there. But people don't. I mean, you guys had Rick Mahorn, Vinny Johnson,
Bill Lambier.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, Lambier, and you know they got a little bit of a reputation for being the bad boys. I mean, a couple of those playoff games that I watched, man, they, you know, they beat Michael Jordan up, man. I mean, I've never seen Michael Jordan quit. But I mean, he was on the verge of. I mean, he just looked spent, man, back in those days against the bad boys. You remember any of that?
Yeah, didn't get to see it. Didn't get to see it live, but I remember watching it. Yeah.
Okay.
Boys were tough.
All right. And now baseball. You with the Tigers?
Yes, sir.
Old school Tigers?
A little bit. Know a little bit about
Lou Whitaker, sweet Lou Whitaker, Alan
Sweet Lou.
Yeah, that was back in my days.
I actually got to meet Al Trammell one time. I talked to him a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I spent a couple of springs with Trammell and Whitaker, Kurt Gibson, Willie Hernandez, Jack Morris. You know, I played in the Detroit minor league system for a few years, and you know, I mean, I'm still grateful to this day that they gave me the opportunity to play professional baseball, and I always root for the Tigers in the back of my mind after the Dodgers. But, you know, those were years that I'll never forget, and you know, just for the fact that they did give me the opportunity to play professional baseball and get paid for it is something that I'll never ever forget. So I'm always loyal to the Detroit Tigers.
Good choice.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so who's your favorite athlete of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah. If someone says number one, you know, who's your man?
I guess it has to be LeBron James.
LeBron James?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Even over Isaiah Thomas?
Even over Isaiah Thomas.
Okay,
yes.
All right. Well, we have another tweet, and it's from main man Justin Baptiste, and he says, "Any chance we'll see you playing basketball?"
Yes, of course, you will. I'll be playing at UH next year, and I'll be playing in the summer league again next year as well. So.
Okay, yeah, man, you might want to look in the camera when you say that. Where you going to be playing next year?
I'll be playing at UH next year.
All right, and the summer leagues.
Yes, sir, and in the summer league, so you can catch me.
All right. Don't forget Chris Summers, all right? If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know, remember that name.
Okay. Now, before we get out of here, you want to give any shots out, just go ahead and look at that camera and talk to your people, man.
Shout out to my family back home in Detroit, Michigan, all my friends I got out here in Hawaii. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all watching. I'll see y'all when I get back.
All right. One last quick one. Jeremy Robinson, man. You know, he does so much positive stuff in the community. What's your relationship with him? And you know, I can't say enough about the work he's doing in the community. All positive.
Jeremy's doing great things out here in Hawaii. I got to speak to him a few times whenever I can. So playing against him, you know, in the summer league as well is pretty good.
Right.
He's an awesome person.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, man. Pick his brain for knowledge, man, because that guy he'll be honest with you and he'll tell you straight up, and you know he will communicate with you and help you out to the best of his knowledge, and I can vouch for him on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Continued success, and you know, just keep working hard, man, and you'll get to where you need to get to. And
appreciate that.
You picked a beautiful state in the state of Hawaii, you know, with the local support and all that. And you know, man, I just wish you the best of luck and continue that grind, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, and you know how we do it on Hawaii Sports Update. Ahui ho.